Hi, my name is Art. I teach Python. In this video, I'm going to show you how you could read data from APIs and how you could convert that data into some other Python data structure such as maybe pandas data frame. All right, so what we're going to do. So if you want to use pandas, you need to import pandas, right? Import pandas as PD. All right, so that's the first thing. Then we need to import another library, import requests. All right, so plural. So what is request? Now request is a small Python library, very popular. You have to understand what is API. API is some data served from a server, so you need to get online. Python cannot get online because Python is a programming language, so Python requires some help such as requests to literally get online and to send requests to a server for data. All right, now most of APIs, they require a lot of registration, and you need, sometimes they paid, so you need to provide the credit card information. I don't want you to do any of that, so here what we're going to be doing. So apparently there is a very popular API, it's totally free, and that's based on very popular cartoon Rick and Morty. So your fans, hey, and they provide all this data about characters. So that would be URL. So then what I'm going to do next, I need to use requests library, and there is method get. So this method get, if I pass here URL, and if I call it, what it's going to do, it will send request for information to a server, all right, to that https rickandmortyapi.com. Now you have to understand that here we have a computer and we call it a client, and then there is a server, and client and the server, they exchange messages. Like in this case, we're asking for data, they send us this data back. Now, in the header of each message, there is a code. In this case, we see code is 200. And what does it mean? You probably have seen before. Sometimes you're browsing the internet and you would see error message, page not found or data not found 404. So 404 error is pretty much that code. For working with APIs, you don't need to know all of them. You could just Google them. But 200, from 200 to 300 means that everything went fine. From 300 to 400 means there is some kind of problem with authentication. 400 to 500 means there is some problem with information and data, and from 500 to 600 means that there is some kind of with the server or with the app itself. But in this case, that's okay. So I'm going to assign it to variable name row. Why row? Because that's response. All right, so now we could parse that data, and 99.9% of all API, they send data in form of JSON. What is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. All right, so let me show you how it looks like. So we need to use JSON to parse that data. So data would look like what? You probably guess it. It looks like a dictionary, right? So what they call JSON here in Python, we call dictionary. So if you run type on data, you see that that's a dictionary. How cool is that? And you know what to do with the dictionary. If you watch my previous videos, the first thing I would do keys, because I want to see what are my options. So first, you get some kind of metadata, probably not interesting for us, usually like date and maybe time and maybe something else. We don't need that. So all I care is results. All right. And now you see that's another dictionary. However, that dictionary comes in what? Hey, let's run type, and that would be a list. So with the list we got couple options. So first of all, we could iterate through a list. So we could say for I in data results, let me stop right here and print I. So I would be what? Another dictionary. If you're not sure, run type here. And that's dictionary. So if it's dictionary, so you know what to do. Again, keys, right? So you could run keys, and suppose I care about name, status, and species, maybe these three, right? So then what's going to happen? I need to grab these three, and I need to use this dictionary annotation. I hope you remember how to do it. If not, please watch my previous video. So then it's going to be I status, I species. All right, let me see. Yeah. So now you see we get Rick Sanchez, alive human, Marty Smith, alive human, Sam Smith, alive human, and so on, right? Now, you could leave it at like this, and maybe you could do something else with this data. I don't know, maybe write it into a text file if needed, or maybe write it into a SQL or whatever, or you could convert it to a data frame. So how you gonna do it? So then, what we need to do, what we need to do, and I'm gonna remove a couple of these lines to make it more visible for you. So then what we would need to do, we need to initialize the data frame, and before we do that, we take PD is pandas that we imported. If you're not sure what to do next, always place that period and press tab. So remember that's a shortcut for pandas. Now this is a dictionary but also kind of JSON. So there is a JSON normalized. Not sure what it does. That's okay. You know how to use help. All right. So then let's take a look. It requires some data dictionary. And then what it does, it returns data frame. So here I'll pass data, and if I run it, oh, I don't like it because I wanted to get it in a different format. So then I'm going to do that data, and then I'm going to do results. Let me fix this a bit. All right, so now you see that's a data frame. So we could assign it to df, and that's our data frame here. So you see we got one column ID, name, status, species, type, everything else. Now if you want to clean it a bit, so you could grab just the column that you actually want to use, suppose these three. And the point I'm trying to make is when you fetch data from API, 99.9% it will be coming as JSON. So then you could actually convert that JSON pretty much in any other data format that you want to use. All right, so now you see I just cleaned that data a bit, and now I have a data frame with the same data. And now you could do something else. All right, so that's what you could do. So one more time, so all APIs would require library, and that's not the only library that you could use, because there is module Eurolib, there is also library get, but request is the most popular one. That's why I'm showing it to you. So request sends request to a server, and that's our URL. Make sure it serves API. Usually it says API within the URL itself. So then we fetch in data from that server, and that data needs to be parsed as JSON. JSON apparently in this case will come as a dictionary, and then we could pass the data into a function JSON normalize that comes from pandas, and ta-da, that's a data frame. All right, pandas data frame. Thank you.